Well, the Anglican Diocese of Johannesburg together and city officials have announced plans to celebrate Desmond Tutu. He was the first black Anglican Dean of Johannesburg. And our reporter Lindokuhle Xulu was at the briefing and joins us now from St. Mary's Cathedral. I suppose to give us more of an update of what happened there, especially if you missed out. Lindo, I mean, I'm not sure if it was just me, but I definitely saw the executive mayor emotional, paying tribute to the late Archbishop Emeritus Desmond Tutu, the likes of Bishop Stephen and Dean also sharing fond memories of the Archbishop. But also equally important is what is lined up within the city of Johannesburg, Lindo. What exactly are some of the plans?
Well, the city of Johannesburg, together with the Anglican Church here, have outlined some of the events that will be taking place from today evening and all the way to Friday. And that is why you mentioned that blockage of some of the roads here to divert traffic away from this particular church to ensure that those services as well as those events that are set to honor the Archbishop Desmond Tutu are proceeding smoothly. But we did get a sense from the public safety MMC, that is Ubabu David Tembe, that they will be handling it as the JMPD. But not only that, they said that there'll also be a disaster management, there'll also be firefighters on standby. So it does seem that there are big events that are set to take place. But if I can go through that particular list, like I said, this evening we're expecting that there will be that evening prayer session at this very church. But then on Wednesday there will be a prayer session as well as a wreath laying or flower laying ceremony that will be taking place in Vilakazi Street. That is the Tutu house in Soweto where they once lived. We understand this will be led by the Dean, the Bishop that was here, Ubabu Stephen, as well as the Executive Mayor of the city of Johannesburg. And from that, it's a memorial service here on Thursday, and another one, a memorial service at an Anglican church in Soweto on Friday. So that is the bulk of the events that have been planned to remember, to celebrate, but also to honor the Archbishop Desmond Tutu. And you're right, Tumelo, those that were here were able to share some of their fond memories and some of their personal interactions with the bishop. But basically, speaking about him as a larger-than-life character, but more than anything, a person that was able to interact with them on a humane level. So that is some of the descriptions we've gotten. But the bulk of the events, like I said, will be taking place from this evening all the way to Friday, because Saturday will be the final send-off of the Archbishop that is going obviously to be taking place in Cape Town.
Yeah, Lindo, I mean, oftentimes when you talk about the late Archbishop, I think from the moment we heard of his passing, we've always asked the question about his legacy and how people can continue on with his legacy. It was interesting for me to hear Bishop Stephen saying that they will commit to supporting the city in, partnering on one of his passions, the late Archbishop, which is around the environment. I suppose that's one of the highlights of that briefing, to say continuing the legacy of the Archbishop. We're seeing it firsthand there from the briefing.
That's right, Tumelo. In fact, it's quite interesting that the church would be speaking about how they will be continuing the legacy, taking the baton from where he had left it off. Because yesterday when I was at Vilakazi Street at the Tutu house, I spoke to one gentleman who was there to lay flowers there and just pay their respects. He said that he's worried about who will be able to take this particular baton and move it forward from where the likes of Nelson Mandela, the likes of Albert, the likes of the struggled icons that have come before us, who will be able to take this forward. Now, the church as well as the city of Johannesburg are saying it's each and every one of us that has the right in our respective spaces to actually take this forward. We have that particular responsibility, but they themselves have spoken about the fact that he liked cleanliness, he liked a clean place, he took care of the environment, and that is one of the things they want to partner with the city of Johannesburg to ensure that it continues in terms of cleaning the city and ensuring that they remember Ubaba Desmond Tutu, the Archbishop. But more than anything, the church is saying that they want to also contribute and are urging the rest of South Africans to, in their respective spaces, in their respective fields, to also continue in the legacy of Ubaba Desmond Tutu by just helping humans in terms of moving forward in some of their plights, such as poverty, hunger, and all sorts of things that you can think of.
Absolutely, Lindokuhle. definitely hear that it was not just talk, but it was also action that was planned from this briefing. And I appreciate your time this morning, Lindokuhle Xulu, just for giving us a background of what happened at the briefing at St. Mary's Cathedral. We understand, of course, it will be a week-long of activities planned. They do appeal for discipline, especially when we're looking at the likes of, parking. Please park at the Metro Centre in Braamfontein, particularly on Thursday. If you will be attending the memorial service, which is aimed at starting at 11 a.m., there will be shuttle services, which will be obviously taking those members of the public to the main venue. So there will be a seamless, of course, flow of traffic, while, of course, we see that the public safety in Johannesburg will be putting effort in ensuring that there will be disaster management, law enforcement authority, patrolling, of course, of blocks and streets in the city to ensure the safety of those attending and those around the city.